Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Thanks for showing us your support on our first video. Today we have a very interesting topic to talk about. We are going to talk about negotiation tactics. So I have a question for you guys. Did you ever had to use any negotiation tactics in your personal lives?
Yes.
What about you, Vivek?
Being a businessman, yeah.
Okay. So did you ever use them to get any of products?
Yeah, negotiation means if we go to the shop, we bargain for something and we try to negotiate a deal out of it.
Like any specific tactics that you have used?
Specific, yeah. If the shopkeeper gives me a product for 10 rupees, I ask him for 6 or 7 rupees, and we meet somewhere in the middle or something.
So what about you, Vivek?
I always maintained the concept that, I have to make a first impression in the best way possible. And that itself will get me what I want actually. Yeah.
So there is this, I wouldn't say a rule of thumb, but like an unspoken rule that you never have to split the difference.
Really?
So because in such a situation, neither you are winning or the other person is winning.
Okay. So that applies for my example.
Yeah. So let's say you wanted to buy a product.
Okay.
For 10 rupees.
Okay.
And the salesperson is quoting you 15 rupees.
Okay.
So at the end, what usually ends up happening is that you meet in the middle, somewhere around 12.5 rupees.
Okay.
So neither shopkeeper is winning or you're winning. So that's why you never have to split the difference. So today I'm going to tell about some tactics that you can incorporate in your personal and professional lives, right? So, to be a good negotiator, you have to be the smartest dumb guy in the room.
Smartest dumb guy in the room.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're just asking us to be dumb, and
No, not in the sense, not dumb in, like, you always have to go prepared to any negotiation, and you don't commit to any assumptions.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, so but you portray as someone who, like, you have no clue what is going on or how to negotiate.
Okay, I can see where this is going. Okay.
So it's just that you have to play it dumb, let the other person feel secure and has control over you, and then you use the tactics we are going to talk about today.
Getting some art of our vibes actually.
So the negotiation tactic number 1 is mirroring. So mirroring is a non-verbal form of communication, and the process is that you repeat the last 3 to 5 words in the sentence the other person is saying.
3 to 5 sentences.
3 to 5 words.
3 to 5 words in the sentence.
In the sentence.
Okay.
And then you take a pause. Take a pause for 5 seconds and let the other person talk.
So, like, what are you exactly saying? Like, so give me an example.
So it's like imitating the other person. And so let's take an example.
Okay.
I want to sell you this phone. Okay.
Okay.
And I'll just say that. So we have a good deal going on this mobile phone right now.
Okay.
So in this situation, you would say a good deal, like a question. Pose it as a question.
Okay. So, just for example, yeah, I ask you how much this phone is.
So I'd say we have a very good deal going on right now.
Okay. So I say, okay, good deal. What do you mean by that?
So I'll just have to explain. So this is a festive season. Right? So we have good deals going on. We have a 10 to 15% off on all electronics.
Mm-hmm. So I say, I'm the negotiator, and I say 10 to 15% off.
Yeah.
In a question mark stage.
As a question mark. So it forces me to explain why we are only giving maximum of 15%.
Okay.
So let's just say, okay, we are only giving 15% because you're a new customer. If you are an existing customer or you have a trade-in, we can further reduce the price.
Further reduce the price? Oh, I see you're doing a tactic, huh?
So further, it depends on the model or the phone or the make and year of the model. We can figure out a price.
Figure out a price.
How much? I think we are going along. We are just playing along. Okay. So
That's how the situation plays out.
So basically, you're trying to say that, it is better to let the other person speak more and more.
Exactly.
true.
Exactly. So you're collecting more information and formulating a strategy while you are thinking and while the other person is speaking.
Okay, he's giving out the data. You're analyzing the data in the back of your head.
Yes.
Okay.
Makes sense, right?
Yes, it makes sense.
So the second negotiation tactic.
So, yeah, just wait. Coming back to the mirroring, is it only restricted to asking those last three words or something else?
It's like how can I say this?
Should we mirror his body language as well?
The exact words to be repeated, you improvise based on the sentences he is speaking.
Okay.
So coming to the body language part, yeah, it is form of imitating the body language. You imitate how the person is, speaking in the situation. Like, is he aggressive? Is he a neutral? Is he talking passively?
Okay. Let's assume you are trying to sell me this phone. And you told this costs like $40,000.
Okay.
So if you shout it loudly, like $40,000, I should repeat the tone as well, right?
So, okay. So the tone also plays.
It matters, yes. Because, even though the aggressive tone doesn't always work, it shows that you are commanding the situation.
So you're on the equal level field.
Exactly. And if you appear to be passive, he can take advantage of you because it can be of your passive nature. The aggressive tone doesn't always work, but it sounds commanding.
Okay. So psychological thing also.
Exactly.
I wish we could do this online also.
So coming to the negotiation tactic number 2, it's called tactical empathy. So we all know what empathy is, right? You understand and feel what other person is feeling, right? So tactical empathy is that you acknowledge that he's feeling something, even though it is positive, maybe positive or negative. You understand that he's feeling something. You don't have to agree with his beliefs or values. You just have to understand that he's feeling something and acknowledge it.
So we say it in our words, or it is just that we understand and we keep it?
Yes, you have to show it in the words, because when you show empathy to someone, he feels positive.
Okay.
He becomes more open.
So this can be done in a negotiation phase.
Right. So let's just say you and I are in the room having a negotiation, and you're angry towards me. For some reason, whatever the reason you might have, you are angry with me. I just have to agree that you're angry with me and acknowledge it. Let's just play a scenario where you are angry at me. I just say, I understand that you are angry with me for not doing something. What can be the solution?
So you're addressing that his emotional thing and coming back to the analysis.
Exactly. In this situation, I may not agree why you are angry with me, but I'm just showing that, accepting that you are angry with me.
Okay. Yeah, it can be done because people might come from different places and this thing.
How does it benefit me?
How does it benefit you in this situation?
Yeah, if I understand that you're angry.
That now that I have acknowledged it, you know that why you are angry at me. So now you can resolve the situation. Like, you can come to the next part, which is the solution.
Achha. So first you're addressing the anger part.
If I don't address that you are angry with me, we don't go anywhere. We are still stuck at that angry part. We don't go to the solution of that.
Okay. Okay. Interesting.
I never thought about it this way.
I can give you another example, right? We both are working on a project.
Okay.
And you fear that we don't submit the project on a deadline.
Okay.
Instead of angry, let's just take the fear situation.
Right? Okay.
So now I have to say that I understand you are afraid that we cannot submit this project on this deadline.
So in this case, he is in a panicky stage.
Exactly.
And he might F up the situation,
Right.
the whole project itself.
Right.
So you are going to address his perspective and then get the final result.
Exactly. Then after me acknowledging it, we go to the solution stage of it. If I don't address it beforehand, we are still in a stage of panic.
Acha. So one person is always panicking and the other person is going nowhere.
Yes.
So in the end, the project is going nowhere.
Exactly. You can also follow tactical empathy as emotional intelligence.
Okay. Cool.
So, negotiation tactic number 3. It's called labeling.
Okay.
Kind of similar with tactical empathy. But this is a little bit different, labeling. So, labeling is something that you pose it as a statement which helps you diffuse the situation.
Give us an example.
So, like it kind of same like tactical empathy. Let's just say we use sentences like it seems like, it sounds like,
Yeah.
it looks like. These are the statements you use to label whatever we talked about in tactical empathy.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So
in a given situation, how can we use it?
So it's kind of interlinked, tactical empathy and labeling. Like tactical empathy, we understood the beliefs, we acknowledged it, right? And now it's time to express it. Empathy, tactical address it. Like how you do it is that you use sentences like it seems like, it looks like, it sounds like.
Acha. So you're not addressing the person himself. This is a situation.
Exactly.
Huge difference actually.
Yeah.
Because instead of labeling the person, you're labeling the situation. You won't get angry.
Yeah. So instead of saying like you're clearly angry about it, you're clearly angry about something, I can simply say it seems like you're angry. It seems like the situation right now is a bit.
If you notice, we are using it sounds like, but not I'm hearing.
Okay.
It's because when you use the word I, the entire situation is focused on me, not about you.
It's nice.
So we don't use I am hearing or I am looking at this or something like that. It always starts with it. It sounds like, it looks like,
Seems like.
seems like.
Okay. Nice. Interesting.
You should start applying this.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. You should never use I because it focuses on you and the other person feels like he's not caring about me.
Great one, man.
Good insight.
So moving on, negotiation tactic number 4, always slow it down.
Slow it down.
Exactly. So when you are in a negotiation, he made a statement or you made a statement, I shouldn't immediately make a counter statement.
So you have to pause for a second or two and...
Yeah. Always gather information. Always try to gather information in negotiation. Like even though he's not giving you exact numbers or figures, there's always information to be got. Always, like slowing it down always helps you to, control your emotions. If you should control your emotions in a negotiation because if emotions take over, right, you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Sometimes it does happen in the heat of the moment.
In the heat of the moment, yeah, you may get angry, you may have some fears. So if you slow it down, you will have a couple of seconds to, take a deep breath. And then you think back through. Yeah.
Every business person who's a beginner actually will definitely face this issue. He jumped to conclusions.
Exactly. So the other negotiation tactic number 4 is always do a accusation audit.
Accusation? What?
So before entering into a negotiation, you have to do it accusation audit where you are accusing yourself what the other person might accuse you about beforehand.
Okay, so you've been just being prepared.
Yeah.
Prepared just beforehand.
So let's just say you're entering a negotiation where the situation is very bad, that as soon as you enter the room, the other person might start accusing you of, not meeting the deadline or not doing within the budget. These things might happen in meetings, right?
True.
So before going into a meeting, accuse yourself of what the other person might do it to you and then come up with an answer.
Achha, so you're already having answers for the questions or the accusations they are going to...
So this ties to being prepared and playing as the smartest dumb way.
Oh, small things, man. These small things are adding up to this big
It
thing.
makes a huge difference. So yeah,
If it turns out in our favor, we definitely have to apply these.
so negotiation tactic number 5: always break the habit of getting the people to say yes.
If not, yes, what else can we say?
You have to get no, because no starts the negotiation.
What are you saying?
So as I said, you and I are sitting in a negotiation.
Okay.
If I straight away if I try to get to say yes, you don't, explore the other opportunities where you can improve the deal.
Acha, so it will not be beneficial for me.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah.
This is something I never thought about.
So what you have to do is, instead of trying to get yes, like set some extreme limits in terms of price or any other, then if you try to get to no, if you don't agree to my price and you said no, then we can start negotiating.
Acha. Okay.
Because if you're trying to get a yes in the initial stages, what is the point of negotiating?
Exactly.
And there's another psychological advantage in getting to say no. If I'm persuading you and you say no, you feel you are in control.
Okay.
You feel that the negotiation is going in your terms.
So code for something extreme and
And then get the other person to say no and make him or her feel that they are in control of the negotiation.
okay.
This is psychological technique.
It is a psychological technique, man. See, for example, if you're coming to me with something and you're quoting me something very exponential or very something huge, and I clearly say no, and you say okay, we'll come to your terms, and then get back to the negotiation and strike a deal.
It really works when you're, setting extreme limits.
Yeah.
We're going to the extreme and then making the other person say no.
It's simply like you'll be playing me without me knowing it.
Great one. What is the next one?
So the negotiation tactic number 6 is, it's in the similar lines of the previous one. Instead of getting to yes or you are right, try to get them to say that's right.
Acha. So it's not me or you. It is the whole situation itself.
Exactly.
It's a deal itself.
Right. Because when you say yes or you are right, he is agreeing to you, the statement you made, not the situation we are in.
Acha.
There are 3 types of yeses. There's one fake yes.
Fake yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the example would be an insurance agent policy.
Mm-hmm.
And he will get you to say yes for every statement he makes.
Okay. So it's like
So
what same thing in what you said, insurance agent. If he is like, is your name Bharat? Yes. Is your age 26? Does it?
insurance expiring,
Yes.
he'll get you to say a bunch of yeses. Then he'll use that hook statement. And then what happens in your mind is, okay, if I say yes, he will leave me alone. I can hang up the call.
So
Naturally.
That is the idea.
yeah.
You really don't want to buy it, but even though you don't want to buy it, you'll say yes just to make him leave you alone.
Oh.
So we don't want that yes in a negotiation.
So we don't want that.
We don't want that. We don't want your right also.
Yeah. Nice study.
When you say you're right, he's agreeing that you are right. You're not conscious about his thoughts. So instead of that, you have to get the other person to say that's right.
So the deal itself is right.
Yeah, one good rule of thumb is to get at least 3 that's right in a negotiation.
So coming back to the yeses, what are the other 2 yeses?
So 3 yeses you can have in a conversation is the fake yes, the other one is convincing yes, the last and most important one is conclusive yes. You always want to get that conclusive yes in a negotiation. Okay? And like we said, you always try to get 3 that's right in a conversation. You can get that by summarizing. So when you're in negotiation, try to summarize the situation, whatever happened up to that point, summarize it and get the other person to say that's right. That's when you know that he's into this negotiation.
Oh.
Okay. The negotiation tactic number 7.
So we are already down to 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in a tough negotiation, it's not enough to show the other party that you can deliver what they want in time.
Happens.
Happens, right? So
What happens?
what you have to do is to get real leverage. You have to show them that he might lose something if this deal doesn't go through.
Acha. I can see where this is going. Okay, so it's like a timer. When you open a website or something, you automatically see a timer, and it's a psychological thing where if the time runs out, I might I might lose this deal or something.
Exactly. So that's a really important one, because in a very tough negotiation, it's not enough to show the deliverables.
Okay.
You have to show them that they are losing something if they don't sign this deal.
Can you give us an example on?
I'll give an example.
Okay.
About 4 to 5 months ago, I seen this on Twitter actually, saying that this is how Elon Musk speaks on stage. So one of the thing was he tells you what happens if you don't use his products. He was talking about Tesla vehicles. Okay, there was a slide at the back. If you don't start using electric vehicles, this is the state of the earth.
Ooh.
If you buy electric vehicles, this is how the future is going to be.
Wait a second.
So it is not necessarily FOMO, okay? It's not FOMO, but what you could lose. It's not missing out, but even the damages that can happen to you.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
So the negotiation tactic number 8. Avoid questions that can be answered with yes or very small tiny pieces of information. So
You have to give more problem.
okay, so let's say we are in a negotiation, right? And I'm pursuing you to sign the deal.
Okay.
So what I'll do is I'll ask a bunch of questions. Well, like what seems to be the problem? Why are we hesitant? So instead of getting a simple yes or no answer or a very small tiny pieces of information, like you have to frame the question in such a way that they're giving you more information.
Sure.
Like again, this ties to the starting point we talked about. Like negotiation is always about gathering information.
It's always circling around.
So a simple yes and no answers doesn't suffice us. We need more information to make a better deal. So these are called calibrated questions. I'll come back to calibrated questions in a few minutes.
I'll give an example, Bharat. I think you're getting an...
Yeah, I think you got it, but please do give it for the audience.
So he meant that, generally, people generally ask, what do you do during the daytime? If you want to get a specific answer, you should definitely ask a specific question, right? So what do you do after breakfast until lunch? You will get an even more specific answer. That is what he meant, right?
Exactly, yeah. So you can avoid yes or no questions by asking something called calibrated questions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, calibrated questions always start with how or what. It never starts with why, because why sounds as accusation.
Yeah. Why are you still not here, or why are you still not eating? How come?
What?
What? How and what? Okay, I'll remember this.
Okay, I'll just give a few simple calibrated question examples. So if you are in a deal or like in a negotiation trying to sign a deal, you can ask what are we trying to accomplish, instead of asking why are we doing this.
Okay.
Because why always sounds like an accusation.
I didn't know this, but it sounds like an accusation. I thought it was part of the questionnaire, like how,
Why, when, what? Exactly.
So you can a few other examples are how does that affect things.
Acha, why? Instead of why, you can simply ask how.
Instead of why is this affecting our work, you can ask how is that affecting things.
Okay. We'll come like at the outside source of information.
The other one you can use is what's the core issue here.
Ah. Should I ask if for example, the manager and his subordinate or junior, whoever is there, he simply goes and asks. He might be suffering with something or some personal issues, and the deadline is not met. Instead of upsetting him, he can simply ask this without the question why.
Yeah. So when you are in a negotiation, sometimes you might feel attacked. So the other person is so aggressive that you feel personally attacked. So in such situations, you have to avoid angry confrontations and then use a calibrated questions like we talked about.
Happens every single time.
Yeah.
Like for example, if you're providing a service for like maybe $50,000, he will say the entire market rate is only like $10,000. Why are you charging me 50? This is unfair.
Yeah.
So that feels like personal attack.
True.
So you can use calibrated questions. Right? So negotiation tactic number 9, non-cash offers.
Non-cash.
Yeah. Sometimes, the price may not be the only, that affects the deal. So then you can include non-cash offers. So let's just say you are running a marketing agency. I'm a YouTube channel. So when a customer comes to you and then you say this is the market price that I'm quoting, and he's not satisfied with it, and he wants something more or even lesser price than you quoted, you can provide him non-cash offers. Like, okay, I'll charge this price, I'll also promote you on my YouTube channel.
Okay.
Then that price feels justified to him.
Achha. So you're just throwing in something extra in the deal itself.
Apple released this new offer. That was the first time in the entire world. Like if Apple doesn't do this kind of offers, if you purchase any Apple product, you got those first generation of AirPods for free. That's a non-cash offer. Right? Non-cash offer.
Okay.
Like it makes sense, right? The profit margin on an iPad is much more than the profit on an AirPod.
That may cost him just a couple of cents.
So even though he's giving an AirPod for free, he's still making profit on those iPads.
Yeah. So he's selling more number of units.
Exactly.
Just by introducing this tactic.
Right. So these are some of the tactics that you can incorporate next time when you negotiate a deal.
For sure.
Yeah, definitely.
That Apple AirPods deal was so ingrained in my mind, now I can't even forget it. That's how good the offer was.
Plus, he's increasing the number of sales of the iPad or the other Apple products.
So the profit is still happening there to Apple. It's just he's getting rid of his old inventory. And you as a customer, you feel that you are getting more for the same price.
Whatever you say, that Apple deal is still in my mind.
Now that you mention it, I can see these kinds of tactics everywhere, almost everywhere.
You see this in real estate ads also. You purchase this apartment, you get this car for free.
Yeah, car for free or an electric bike for free. And he also limits this deal to a certain point of time, like you mentioned in the previous tactic.
So if you don't purchase within that specified time, there's something for you to lose.
Yeah.
So these kind of tactics happen everywhere in your life. You just have to, be attentive and look for them.
Yeah. And look for them and play them accordingly.
So I can give you an example where I've used some of these techniques.
Okay. You've used it.
Yeah.
You've already used it.
Yeah. I saw the results also.
Okay.
So recently I bought a gaming laptop. I used to have a MacBook Air for 6 years. So I wanted to get rid of it and buy a new one. So I listed it on Cashbuy website where you can sell your old electronics.
That's just any old
electronics. So I got an initial quote of 23,500.
Okay. This was on the website.
On the website itself before any checks.
So they come and check and then take the laptop.
So a couple of days later, an agent came to the house. He verified the old one, like is the screen working fine, is the speakers working fine, is the keyboard okay. He did all his checks, and there was a small minor scratch at the bottom of the screen. So not exactly on the screen, but on the bottom bezel, the black part. So he said that he can give me 18,500, which is 5,000 less. if you look in terms of percentage, it is even higher,
Yeah.
right?
True.
So I was not satisfied with the price, so I started using this tactics. So I started the negotiation by saying that the Apple products are very expensive in India. You cannot even buy the used ones for that low price. We said, yeah, that's right.
Okay. So you got your first.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. He agreed to that. And the second one was, I said there's a minor scratch which doesn't affect the performance of the device.
True.
He said, oh, that's
Now you got the second one.
yeah.
Nice.
So he called his boss and he increased the quote from 18,500 to 19,500. So 1,000 rupees bump in price. So still I wasn't satisfied with the price.
Oh, you didn't take the deal yet?
No.
Okay.
So my upper limit was, the initial quote was 23,500. I thought I can go as low as 21, that is a maximum. Okay. So he quoted 19,500.
Okay.
Then I used a calibrated question. I said, it seems like you don't want this deal to happen.
You're taking away the deal from him.
Yeah.
What did he say?
He said that, no, it's not like that. I'll definitely purchase this device.
So he is desperate there.
So he showed me his cards. Now I know that he definitely want to purchase it. But right now I have the upper hand.
Okay.
So initially when I thought I can go as low as 21, now I was like, no, I wouldn't. I still want more.
No. Nice. So what deal did they give you?
So I ended up getting 22,500.
Oh.
Yeah.
He went from 18.5 to 22.5.
That's like 4,000.
Yeah.
4,000 was 4,000 rupees increased.
So initially when he said 18,500, and I was like, okay, I split the difference and I go as high as 20, then I would have lost 2,500.
True. He wrote 23.5 was the deal I'm gonna sell. I can't go below 21. I'll get 3 yeses from him. I'll ask some calibrated questions with a pause also.
So I ended up getting more than what I expected.
And you also used the first negotiation technique.
Yeah.
Nice, man. These are some next level tricks actually.
Like this is how you can, use them in everyday life, personally, professionally.
Personally also we have to try.
Yeah, definitely, man. There are lots and lots of deals to take in.
I'm not going to take the name here. For example, there is this guy who doesn't come to cricket. We have to negotiate with him all the time. Let's try these tricks. And
Yeah, definitely.
know who I'm talking.
Yes, definitely.
I think I do.
Okay, so that's the topic today.
No, it's over.
Yeah.
But I mean, we got a lot and lots of it, out of other spots.
These might seem very hard to implement at first, but once you keep practicing them subconsciously and consciously, you get very good at it, and you start to see what other people are using on you.
True. We see these kinds of negotiation tactics each and everywhere.
Every big company, different companies in different sectors, they use them.
Almost everyone who was in the service sector or the product sector.
Like I said, Apple, real estate, you can see them in every sector. You just have to realize that you're being fair.
Sometimes it is better for us also. In the end, the main guy takes the lead, or the dumb guy takes the lead, isn't it?
Yeah. Once you know them, you realize that you're being, thrown in a fit, and now you know how to climb out of it.
I also realize I have to implement every one of this because there is not a single thing I'm implementing.
Hardly anything, man. We just simply, take it as it comes. So we definitely have to implement this.
We were actually competing. Okay.
Yeah.
But using this, you can dominate.
Well said.
Well said, man.
Well said.
Alright, that's it for today.
I think we like to revisit this podcast again and again just to remember how do you remember all these?
Take those notes.
Yeah, I
Definitely.
I have them in my notes, all the steps. But before going into negotiation, like I said, you have to be prepared, right? So I go through them every time.
So all the major deals that Vamshi is going to crack is coming from the negotiation tactics.
Alright, that's it from British. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you implement this in your everyday life and post the results in the comments.
And if there are any other negotiation tactics and techniques
That we didn't speak of, also post them in the comments.
please do put them in the comments. And I think that's it for today. See you in the next video. This is Vamshi, our main speaker for the day. I'm Bharat, and this is Vivek.
Thank you.
See you.